Recorded live from the John Puccino studio inside of High Tech in Secaucus, New Jersey. It's the SN Network on WHIT Podcasting. I'm your announcer, Jonathan, and also your host. And with me today is the GO himself, Mr. Frank Janssen, everyone's favorite security guard in the school. It's nice to see you back, man.
Thanks.
And yeah, today we're going to be sharing our thoughts on last weekend's games. You know, guys, we had every game of the wild card go on Friday, Saturday, and actually, no, excuse me. It was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Friday. There was nothing going on. And also the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers game, due to weather conditions, that game took place on Monday. And they had to play in rough weather. So did the Miami Dolphins and also the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. Now, Frank, there's something I actually want to ask you real quick. You said that the Lions were going to beat the Rams, which I didn't expect to happen because the Lions, we don't usually see those guys in the playoffs. Last time they were actually in the playoffs was in the early 90s, and they got a playoff victory in the early 90s, but we didn't see that again. If anything, I've never seen them make the playoffs until this year. So tell me your thoughts on that game. It was a big revenge game for both sides of the QBs on both teams.
That actually was the best game of the weekend, I think, to watch. The Lions held on. I think there was about 5 or 4.5 minutes left in the game, and LA decided to punt the ball, I think, instead of go on 4th down.
Yeah.
Because I think they got a penalty. But, Detroit, 40 years. One of my couple of good friends of mine, the Lions fans, and it's been 40 years. So now they got something to talk about.
That
was a good game.
Yeah. That game, out of all of the other games that were going on during that weekend, that game was the closest.
Mm-hmm.
Ended in a 24-22. Lions securing the victory at home. Jared Goff looking like the guy in Detroit. He looks pretty legit for Detroit. We also heard that Lions locker room, how hyped up they were about securing that win at home. Yeah, man. I mean, if I lived in the city of Detroit, I would be I can't imagine how happy I would be for sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Lions.
But then I really picked the Rams, the team that one of the teams I actually hate. I decided to pick the Rams, so
it's okay.
That aged perfectly like milk. And then we got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who faced off Monday night. That was the last game of the weekend. I picked Philly to win, but then I also didn't realize how much this offense would struggle without A.J. Brown. And Tampa Bay ended up securing the win. Just like how Baker Mayfield beat the Steelers back in 2020 to 2021 playoffs, back when he was still the quarterback on the Browns and Ben Roethlisberger was the quarterback for the Steelers at the time. Steelers at the time were 12-4. Browns were 11-6. So it's looking like Baker Mayfield is that guy in wild card type of games.
I said that Baker Mayfield will get the job done.
Yeah, but then now they face Detroit next week. But before we get to that, we also got to get to the Packers and the Cowboys, another game that we did not expect these type of results to come out from that game. The Packers blew out the Dallas Cowboys on the road in Dallas, and Mike McCarthy did not look like he was doing a good job coaching that game. The defense, I also got to say, did not do good protecting Jordan Love just looked like a really good quarterback against that elite defense. And it's like, what the hell happened to this Super Bowl contending team that we were hyping up all season?
I don't know. I said that was going to be the best game this weekend. And if you remember, I said, if you're going to do any shekels on this game, don't do it. I picked Dallas by 3 because they were favored by a touchdown plus. And they did not show up. They did not show up.
I'm happy that I was right about that game because I feel like it's just because the Packers are back in the playoffs. Matt LaFleur usually goes far into the NFC Championship the majority of the time that he's coached the Packers. I think I see them going back to the NFC Championship. But before we get to what's going to be happening next week, we also had a couple of matchups in the AFC. with the Browns and the Texans being the first game to watch over the weekend. And boy, we did not expect that insane rookie in CJ Stroud to end Joe Flacco's insanity run.
You did.
Yeah, but then you changed my mind right after.
Nah, no, but you talked about him, and I said he was going to be nervous, and he wasn't nervous.
You see, what made me change my mind at the time was because I just remembered, like, the Browns defense. Those guys are, like, the best defensive unit all season. They got Myles Garrett. Denzel Ward was also coming back, having a good year again. And it's just, man, we just didn't know that the Browns wouldn't be able to utilize that offense pretty well. It's just because Joe Flacco just made that offense look really good at the very end of the season. Amari Cooper and David Njoku were putting up some big numbers at the end of the regular season, but we just didn't expect this to end
right
when the wild card.
But you did say you spoke in the beginning of the broadcast that how CJ Stroud was going to do, and he did do it.
Man, yeah, that guy for me, he has to be my favorite quarterback all season. Just imagine, like we did mention this last week. Just imagine what's been the worst team over the past 2 seasons. They end up 10-7. They clinch the AFC South with a rookie coming on the team, and then we also have DeMeco Ryans, who I think deserves Coach of the Year, honestly. If not Dan Campbell, but I think DeMeco Ryans, I feel like this guy, like he has a big impact on this team. And if it wasn't for him, maybe CJ Stroud wouldn't be doing as good as he is right now. But another thing, when you have a good coach and a good quarterback, that goes both ways, just like how it did with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. So we'll wait and see this Ravens and Texans matchup next week, because we also know that Lamar Jackson's never made an AFC championship. This might change this weekend, might not. We might see a rookie in the AFC championship. But before we get into more detail on that matchup, we have the Dolphins and the Chiefs. But that song again, that Frank loves.
Yes, they made me cry. Well, when you threw that nice touchdown to Mr. Hill there, and I thought we were back in it, and Waddle did play, Mostert did play, and they just didn't show up after the first period.
We discussed this last week about running the ball. So real quick, Raheem Mostert was questionable coming into the game. We actually thought that he wasn't going to play.
Right, I thought he wasn't playing.
Exactly. Both of us thought that he wasn't going to play. And now you get this guy to be playing through that injury, but yet you have Jeff Wilson, Devon Achane, yet I'm talking to you, Mike McDaniel. You decide not to use that backfield correctly and just decide to like obviously, look, it's cold weather. It's better to be running the ball in cold weather, and Tua isn't used to playing in that type of cold weather. So it's just like, what the hell was like, man?
I'm going to add to this to my coach, Coach Michael.
Yeah.
Right, ready? Take a look at Green Bay's offense. They run from under the center. They're not in a shotgun running. Learn to run the ball from being under the center. You don't have to be in the shotgun to run the ball.
And take a look at how that game turned out for them. Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns against them.
He's under center. Love is under center. Very rarely in the shotgun. I don't get it. I don't get it.
But I mean, it is what it is. We're seeing Chiefs against Buffalo again. But let's talk about how Buffalo got there to begin with. Like we said at the beginning of the show, the Bills were supposed to be playing on Sunday, but then due to the weather conditions, that game was moved to Monday. But they were also still playing under snow conditions. Like the snow was still there.
Yes.
I also saw right before the game started, I saw the fans going up to their seats and like them cleaning the snow themselves. I don't know. It was
through 2 feet of snow.
That's kind of obnoxious. I'm not gonna lie.
Bad.
Yeah, and then Mike Tomlin, another non-losing season from him.
When a quarterback runs 52 yards for a touchdown, you're going to have a long day, I think.
I know.
What do you think?
Yeah.
And that's what Josh Allen.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that might be the longest touchdown run I've
in
seen
the
from him
playoffs.
ever.
Maybe from a quarterback in the playoffs. I don't know if I didn't see that on the screen, but I told my boys I was with my two sons this weekend watching, and I said to them, "This could be the longest run for a quarterback in playoff history." And I didn't look it up. I forgot about it. But if somebody could check that, maybe.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I think that's the longest touchdown run that I've seen from Josh Allen.
Oh, from Josh, yeah, probably.
Could be because Josh Allen, the max that I would usually see him run is like 25 to 30 yards. But then, like, just seeing him turn into Lamar Jackson on that play, I was like, oh, man, Steelers got to do something. And I mean, I also don't blame them because their best player, their best defensive player in TJ Watt wasn't there to help that unit out. Wasn't a pretty good game for the offense.
And it looked like Cameron Hayward wasn't healthy neither.
Yeah, Cam Hayward didn't look good that game. Oh, and Joey Porter also got hurt.
Joey Porter got hurt, yes.
Yeah, but I mean, I honestly think that even if he was still in that game, I think Stephon Diggs still would have put up a fight against.
Got a little fun fact for you. Allen scored a 52-yard run against Pittsburgh on Monday for the second longest touchdown run for a quarterback in playoff history.
Oh, that was the second.
Who was number one?
Want to take a guess?
Yeah, well, give me a second. I'm going to say Russell Wilson.
Wait, by a quarterback, you're saying, DePiro?
Yes, in the playoffs.
How long ago was this?
No, you can't say. I didn't get that. Just take a guess. He didn't tell me how long ago. I said Russell Wilson.
Well, I'm gonna have to think about the duel.
No longer playing.
Oh, so it's a long time ago.
That it's not Russ. Is it Mike? Oh, wait. I was gonna say Michael.
11
Vick.
years ago. 12 years ago.
Is it Michael Vick?
Nope.
I
Good
don't know.
guess.
I don't know if he made the playoffs, did he?
He probably made it once.
Yeah. All right. So 12 years ago, you're saying?
Yes.
AFC or NFC?
NFC.
NFC.
Is it any of the Eagles quarterbacks?
Well, who are you asking for? You asking about?
I'm thinking
Donovan McNabb?
Yeah, like he didn't run like that though.
That's what you were asking.
Controversial.
Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick?
56 yards against Green Bay.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Look, I completely forgot about that guy. It's like.
All right, Colin
Man.
Kaepernick. Good hint there, Mr. DePiro. Thank you for looking that up.
Man, how did I not get that? Okay.
Good question. I'm going to ask my boys this week. If they might have looked it up and forgot to tell me, but I'm going to ask them.
Yeah, it would be worth
It's a good trivia.
asking.
Very good trivia.
Yeah, it would be worth asking. But the Bills secured this win at home, and now they're facing off against the Chiefs. And believe it or not, this is the first time that Patrick Mahomes, other than the Super Bowl, is playing a playoff game on the road. This is the first time that this guy is not at Arrowhead.
And it's going to cost them big.
No. The thing is, look. The overtime rules changed for Josh Allen in the playoffs because of what happened the last time the Chiefs and the Bills faced in the divisional round 2 years ago. But then, ever since the rules have changed, Josh Allen, that guy hasn't won an OT ever since. He lost to, I'll name you guys a couple of losses. Well, excluding that loss before the rules changed. We saw them face off against the Vikings last season.
On the goal line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he fumbled on the goal line. Then the game went to overtime. And he also got
Cookies
hurt
already?
So that was when the elbow injury happened that affected him throughout the last couple games of last season. And then we saw him face off the Jets on Monday night, the game that Aaron Rodgers got hurt in his debut.
They lost
For the Jets. Yeah. He lost in overtime during that game. And he also had the ball in OT. He was the first one to receive the ball.
Okay.
And he still didn't secure that win. And then the Bills and the Eagles, that game also went to overtime. Bills also
blew the lead.
Yeah, they blew that lead.
Yep.
But I wouldn't really say it was Josh Allen's fault. It was also Gabe Davis who didn't put that much effort into the play.
So I guess Josh Allen is rooting that it doesn't go into overtime this weekend.
I think it's going to overtime.
You think it's going in overtime?
I think it's look. I would love for it to go to OT to make it funner to watch.
Funner? Okay.
Yeah, it
More-
would be
more
funner to
funner.
watch. It can't look. It can't be a Bills Chiefs playoff game if it's not going to OT.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, there's my first pick. I took the Bills.
You're taking the Bills. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Nice.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay.
I don't think, guys. It's just the way I'm looking at it. I don't think Mahomes is ready to lose in the divisional round yet. I think this guy's going to be going to the AFC Championship for almost every season. He's going to be healthy in the NFL.
Is Kelsey's hands going to show up this weekend?
They kind of showed up last week. That guy was catching more passes than usually in the regular season. Yeah, like Mahomes as a receiver. Yeah, but Mahomes as a receivers. Look,
He dropped 4 of them.
yeah, he did drop 4,
Okay.
but it's just like I expected him to. Well, look, we'll also give him credit because of the weather conditions. And then another thing, Rashee Rice, that guy was catching passes from Mahomes. He also caught a touchdown from him. I think that, you see, look, another thing you're going to have to think about, the Chiefs, they are the most experienced. They have the
Playoff team
most
in the last
playoff
5 years.
experience
Yes.
out of
We
all
know
of
that.
these teams.
I could be. I know. But I'm
Yeah.
going with the Bills. Even though I'm a Dolphin fan, I got to go with the Bills.
I think I'm
And not
going
because
with the
the
Chiefs.
Chiefs beat us twice this year.
Mm.
I'm going with the Bills. AFC East. Sorry.
Josh Allen, I'm sorry, man. You just don't have that clutch for me, man.
Okay.
I just don't see it from you. And then
We'll go right up from there. Go straight up.
yeah, and then we've got the Ravens and the Texans. Now that's the one game that I can't be upset with either result, because CJ Stroud and Lamar Jackson, they're 2 of my favorite quarterbacks in this league. But call me crazy on this one. I think
Dan Campbell?
Lamar
You want to call you Dan Campbell?
Yeah, you could call me that. I think Lamar Jackson is also gonna not make it to the AFC Championship game
Well, I got to
again.
disagree. I'm going with Lamar.
Nah.
I'm going with the Ravens.
But like I said, I'm not upset with either result because I like both teams and I like both players. Like, if CJ Stroud wasn't a rookie, I think he would have deserved MVP because he was just pretty darn accurate all season.
Mhm.
But it's obvious he's getting Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then Lamar looks like the favorite to get MVP.
Okay. So you said he's getting rookie of the year, right? Who's coming? Who's going to be the runner-up to the MVP to him on the offense in the NFL? Who do you think?
To Lamar Jackson
No,
or to
I said to the rookie of the year.
Puka
Street.
Nakua. For Offensive
From the
Rookie,
Rams?
yeah, it's
agree with me,
Puka
huh?
Nakua. It's Puka
Wow,
Nakua.
nice.
That guy broke. Yeah,
Oh,
well, listen, man.
He's a
That
beast.
That guy broke the rookie record for receptions and also receiving yards. And another thing, he was also selected in the 5th round, so that's not something that we would usually expect from a
And-
late rounder
Correct.
like that.
But he will come runner-up. He'll be the NFC rookie of the year, but not the NFL rookie of the year.
Yeah,
Well, which is good, though.
Yeah.
Still,
yeah, he still holds a record.
Yes,
That's a
absolutely.
pretty good accolade.
do you know who
right
he
there.
is there, Mr. DePiro? No. The wide receiver for the LA Rams.
Yeah, so so the Piro, that's a rookie wide receiver on the Rams. That Stafford and Matthew Stafford is usually he's usually known to be building these new receivers like that. Dude created Calvin Johnson. Well, he didn't really create Calvin Johnson, but he had Calvin Johnson, he had Golden Tate, the Cooper Kupp, and then now we've got Puka Nakua, who's
Nakua.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
The guy's looking pretty
Great
legit.
player.
Pretty nice player.
All right, let's go to the NFC.
Yeah, the NFC. Let's start from the bottom over here. The Lions against the Buccaneers. I think the Lions win this.
And I'll agree with you there. I'll go with the Lions.
I'm gonna have to go with the Lions because I think that we see a Lions versus Packers NFC Championship game.
Oh, he jumped right over. He
Because
went right
for
to the
me,
next pick.
listen,
It's your show. I understand. That.
Yeah, look,
Okay.
I know that the Packers. Speaking of like Matt LaFleur usually hasn't done good against the 49ers in the NFC Championship every time he faced them. But I mean, it's Jordan Love we're talking about. This isn't Aaron Rodgers in his late 30s that we're talking about. And I get that. And I get
You
that
forgot
the
about Brett
offense.
Favre, in his late 30s too. He
Yeah,
was very good.
Yeah, he was
All right,
pretty.
don't forget Brett Favre.
Yeah,
Those Packer fans
yeah,
out there.
yeah,
I didn't forget Brett Favre.
Yeah, this also isn't Brett Favre that we're talking. This is
Okay.
Jordan Love, his first year as a starting quarterback on the Packers. And although he doesn't have a Devontae Adams, he doesn't have a Jordy Nelson, he doesn't have a Randall Cobb, he looks like he's elevating these guys on the team. Jaden Reed looked pretty nice last game. He put up a pretty solid stat line against the Cowboys. I think we see this against the 49ers. And Aaron Jones, he didn't have a good regular season. I'm pretty sure that he'll have another good performance against the 49ers.
I agree with everything you said. But on this, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say because of the organization, San Francisco wins this game. I think they got a better organization than Green Bay. So that's why I'm going with San Francisco. It's the only reason. I think the week off is going to hurt them a little bit, but only because of the organization. Mr. Lynch does a great job with them, the GM. So I'm going to go with San Francisco. So we disagree on 3 and agree with 1.
Yeah, and that's the Lions and the Bucks. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also because I just want Tampa to lose. I can't see Tampa making the NFC Championship.
We remember you're a New Orleans fan. We remember.
It's just like, thanks a lot, Tom Brady. You made me hate them even more. Look, Mike Evans against Marshawn Lattimore was enough with Jameis Winston under center. But then thanks a lot, Tom Brady, for making me hate the team even more. They might be the team that I hate the most in the division at the moment. I don't really have any much hate for the Falcons as much as I used to. So let's just go over these again. You said you have the 49ers.
Because of the organization.
Yeah, I have the Packers winning just because Jordan Love, I think, is legit like that.
Green Bay loves love.
Yeah, they do. And then we have the Bucks against the Lions. We both agreed on the Lions.
Go Lions.
And then we have the Texans and the Ravens. I said the Texans are winning that one. You said Baltimore.
For my son, Dylan, go Ravens.
And then we got the Chiefs and the Bills. I said Chiefs. You said Bills. We'll just wait and see what's going to happen this weekend. I hope that I'm right about everything. But everything was split last weekend.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we went 3 for 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. We'll just wait and see how these results are going to pan out. It's definitely going to be a fun weekend for sure, to be honest. Thank you guys for watching. This is the SN Network on WHIT Podcasting. It was nice being with you all, and we'll be back next week saying our predictions on the NFC and the AFC championship games. Thank you, Frank, for being here.
Thank you for having me again.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.